I mean, at this point, anybody will do. But for some reason, there's this guy down in Detroit who is like pretending to be a head coach, and I would just like to find like an actual head coach, because whatever's going on, this is just not acceptable. Yeah, I'll hold. Thank you, Mr. Payton. Welcome to Detroit. All right, hey everybody, welcome back. As you know, I'm Hat and Beard. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. We're here to discuss the Detroit Lions 31-27 beatdown at the hands of the Fish Sunday. That was embarrassing. It was literally the tale of two halves, and I'm getting really tired of this like first half Detroit Lions team. I mean, it was very similar to the Washington Commies, where, boy, in the first half, man, we just looked legit, like world beaters, man. And then the second half, you know, Dan Campbell just gets out-coached, out-foxed, out-maneuvered. He allows rookie first-year head coaches to make second-half adjustments that out-maneuver his ability to do whatever they were doing in the first half, because apparently Dan Campbell prescribes to the notion of, hey, man, if it worked in the first half, it's going to work in the second half, man. Come on, let's go, man. And I'm just over it, dude. Look, there's not much to talk about in the game, okay? There's some really pathetic things that happen in the game. Amani Oruwariye is trash. He's just absolute trash. Bro, you can't even line up properly. What the hell were you doing lining up? I mean, bro, you lined up damn near in the backfield of the Miami Dolphins and gave him a first down, bro. Like what kind at the goal line, no less, man. You didn't have that much field to look at. You look back, you see the goal line, you look forward, you look down at your own stupid feet, you look over at the ball. What the hell, man? What was that? Amani Oruwariye is trash. He can't guard anything. He can't even line up properly. I think he needs to get off the field. Why Jerry Jacobs didn't even see the field, I don't know, which, again, makes me really question Dan Campbell and the coaching, man. Like, what the hell? Clearly, Amani sucks. He sucked all year. He's washed. Last year was his one and done, man. He's absolute garbage. Let Jerry Jacobs get some run, man. Fuck it. What do you have to lose? You're 1-7. What do you have to lose at this point? Why was Jeff Okudah not guarding Jalen Waddle? Why was Jeff Okudah not trying to guard Tyreek Hill? What was going on with that, man? Why did we keep putting Will Harris out there on Tyreek Hill, man? I don't understand what the end goal was there, but hey, look, maybe I'm just stupid, man. Maybe Dan Campbell had a plan, man, and we just didn't believe him, but there wasn't a whole lot to be really hype about. The first half looked awesome, man. Like, the first half, we looked so good, dude. Jared Goff looked so good. Our defense looked so good, man. And then the second half was just trash, bro. That's about the synopsis of the game. There isn't a whole lot to really talk about.
But I was quite lucky because it couldn't be seen. It was only one part of my anatomy.
Well, I can see it.
You know, if you've seen the game, you've seen the game. If you watch if you just looked at the box score of the game, you'd think that it was an actually competitive game. If you ignore the second half scoring, man. If you just look at the score and the stats, it looked like it was an entertaining game, man. But, like, the bitch of it, man, the bitch of it is that, like, after Kirby Joseph had that helicopter-style fumble, which apparently that's, like, his move, and I love it, dude. I'm here for the Kirby Joseph experience, man. Like, let's do it. Let's go, Kirby Joseph. Keep dropping the hammer down on dudes, yo. He created this really nice turnover down inside the red zone, and we capitalized off it. It was the first time all season we were able to actually get points off of a turnover, which is absolutely pathetic. That says a lot about our lack of defensive ability or our lack of coaching. That's just sad, man. The third of the way through the season, you're finally capitalizing off of a turnover. But we went up 14-0. If this was any other team, man, you would be like, all right, man, we got a 2-possession, 14-point lead. Yo, let's go. Let's go, guys. This is what we're talking about. But as a lifelong Lions fan, bro, as a lifelong Lions fan, I just sat on the couch. Like, I was all hype after the big hit and the turnover. But something inside of me, man, maybe it's 30 years of being a Lions fan, I was like, it ain't enough. Like, I just kept sitting there going, how are we going to fuck this up, man? How are we going to squander away a 14-point lead?
Please don't wear that hat.
Too stylish?
No. It's a big bloody stupid hat with a big bloody stupid curse on it. And every time you wear it, something bloody stupid terrible happens.
I was a little encouraged at the end of the first half when Dan Campbell looked like not Dan Campbell. He was aggressive, but not too aggressive. He marched down the field and with like 3 seconds left was able to get points at the end of the first half, man. That's awesome. And extended your lead to a 2-possession lead at the end of the first half. You ended up coming out on top. You won the first half, right? What the hell happened in the second half, man? Something must be wrong with DeAndre Swift. You know, he only touched the ball 10 times. He practiced in full all week long, right? I was told he was healthy, but then you hear the commentators talking in the game about how his shoulder's still bugging him. And he's still wrapping up both of his ankles. Like, something's not right. He touched the ball 10 times, right? He was more effective in the receiving game than he was in the running game. He ran the ball 5 times for 6 yards. Like, what is that? We're supposed to be this hard-nosed, gritty, run-the-ball team. I mean, yeah, Jamal Williams ran the ball 10 times for 50 yards. Is it our offense? Is it our defense? Is it both? No, man. It's got to be the coaching staff, man. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people. Like, drop a comment down below what you think it is or who gets the blame this week. Because as Detroit fans, we seemingly don't want to hold Dan Campbell accountable. It's always, oh, AG isn't coaching right. Which, look, man, I fucking dogged AG hard, right? It was AG's fault. Or, you know, maybe this week it's Ben Johnson's fault, right? Or it's Jared Goff's fault for going 27-37 for 320-some yards and 1 TD and our team committing no turnovers, right? How come it's always an excuse? It's always an excuse. It can't just be, Dan Campbell's not a good head coach, man. That's the reality of it. Dan Campbell's just not a good head coach, man. And unfortunately, I feel like Sheila Ford is digging her heels in, and she's going to, like, do everything in her power to make Dan Campbell be a thing, man. Let's get into some number bullshit. That really, I mean, it doesn't really affect, it's not really numbers from the game. This is just some food for thought on Dan Campbell. In the last 3 games, the Lions have been outscored 46-0 in the second half. In the last 3 games, the Lions have been outscored 46-0 in the second half. How's that anybody's fault but the coaching staff? Dan Campbell is 2-10-1 in 1-possession games in his career. 2-10-1. 1-possession games. 80% of the time he's going to lose that game. Tell me how that is that Jared Goff's fault? Is that Jared Goff's fault for Dan Campbell being 2-10-1? It's because St. Brown's hurt. It's because St. Brown got hurt in the Dallas game, or because Swift's hurt? That's why Dan Campbell is 2-10-1 in 1-possession games, because St. Brown got hurt in the Cowboys game. Gotcha. Not Dan Campbell's fault. Not Dan Campbell's fault. It's St. Brown's fault, or AG's fault, or Big PP Ben Johnson's fault, or DeAndre Swift's fault, or the ref's fault, or somebody else's fault. It cannot be the head coach's fault. No. The buck doesn't stop with him. He's not the captain of the ship. He's not the CEO of this fucking thing. It doesn't end with him. No. In fact, why don't we start blaming Brad Holmes for Dan Campbell's shortcomings? It must be Brad Holmes' fault, right? Even though he's given him a plethora of talent through 2 draft picks, or through 2 drafts. I mean, shit, dude. Look at our 3 rookies playing just this last week. Well, I know more than 3 rookies played on defense, but Rodrigo, Kirby Joseph, Hutch, Paschal. You know, like Kirby Joseph and Rodrigo are playing lights out, man. They're late round rookies too. So, but it must be. It can't be Dan Campbell's fault. Gotcha. 46-0. Been outscored in the second half in the last 3 games. 2-10-1. Your all-time record is 4-19-1 in 2.5 years. So all of that cannot be the coaching. No, it's no fault of the coaching. Gotcha. Yeah. We went up 14 points, right? 2 possessions, and then we got outscored 31-13. 6 flags for 30 yards in the Dolphins game, right? 6 flags, 30 yards. That penalties, big important penalties. You know, illegal contact in the end zone, stupid jumping off sides penalties. Not Dan Campbell's fault. Definitely has nothing to do with the discipline of the team, right? The penalties are what killed us. The lack of turnovers in this game. It was the turnovers last game. It was no Swift. It's no St. Brown. It's AG. It's Big PP Ben Johnson. I'm so sick of these fucking excuses, man. I'm so sick of it, man. I'm so sick of being a loser, man. And until you change the head coach, we're going to just keep losing, man. I've said it time and time again. Dan Campbell seems like a really fun dude, man. Like, good on you, bro. I bet you are a fucking riot at the bar, man. I'm sure you and I would get along great, Dan Campbell. But, brother, this isn't it, man. You're in over your head, man. Look, Dan Campbell, maybe you finish out the year and then you resign. Right? Just, hey, man, this isn't working out for me, man. Like, so that you don't have the stink of getting fired, so that you don't kind of get chased out of town, even though all of us will really know the reality of the situation. That is that you couldn't win a game, man. We all idolize Jim Caldwell. Bro, Jim Caldwell and Dan Campbell are roughly the same coach. They keep making mistakes that cost us games, bro. And that's saying something considering, Jim Caldwell's like our winning coach or whatever, right? Like we won a bunch of games with Jim Caldwell because we made it to the playoffs. That's sad. That's sad that Jim Caldwell is the high water mark. That's fucking pathetic, fellas. There's no... This franchise is sad, man. I don't know how you maintain this locker room. I don't know how Dan Campbell shows up Tuesday morning, Monday morning, whenever they have their next practice. Like, I don't know how you show up. I don't know how you get these guys to buy into it, man. They were all bought in the offseason. We've seen it on Hard Knocks, man. Guys have got to, I mean, they got to be not buying into it anymore, right? Like Penny Sewell cannot be still buying into the Dan Campbell gritty rah-rah thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just can't. And if they are, good on them, man. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Dan Campbell, maybe it's all part of the plan. Maybe everybody in the organization is well aware that we're tanking. Like, I say all these things last week. Oh, we're tanking. We know we're doing, low expectations. And then I convince myself that we're going to win, and then we don't. And then on Monday, I'm just bummed out and pissed off because I want our franchise to correct themselves like the Giants or the Jets. Now, I know they both lost, but whatever. They're still winning organizations. I would settle for a 4-4 Atlanta team, man. Or Seattle, who has more rookies than anybody, and Geno Smith is captain of the ship up there, man. Now, I know they got a Hall of Fame winning head coach. As greasy as Pete Carroll might be, he's still a Hall of Fame caliber winning head coach. I see all these other franchises who can turn it around, even if it's just for a short while, man. And the Lions just never, can't seem to figure it out. I don't get it. I don't even think we're going to win 6 games this year, fellas. What's our most winnable game is fuck, I don't know, man. We are arguably flat out the worst team in football, man. Far and away the worst team in football. We can't do anything right, man. Nothing. Even our second overall pick, who has 5 sacks on the year. Now, granted, they've come in 2 games. Dude, he can't do anything. He was in his 2-point stance. He was blah, 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 trying to get home. He kept getting deked out on play action. I watched Hutch bite on the play action more than anybody else, man. That was pretty pathetic, man. That's going to do it, guys. I don't want to keep fucking being a Debbie Downer, man. This is the negative aura. It's all gray and rainy out today, too, man. So, that's going to do it for me, fellas. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Time to 23 Skidoo. Or should I say, 69 Skidoo.